Have you heard?
Have you heard?
Have you heard?
Martin University has made a quality education accessible, and now I can fast track and finish my degree in no time.
Applicable, so I can start earning and working in my career field while finishing my degree.
And affordable by lowering tuition costs as much as 45%.
So I can earn my degree debt-free.
Join us at the all-new Martin U. Don't wait. Register for spring classes now.
Happy Friday, and welcome to Let's Talk Live with Martin U, the live podcast bringing much-needed community conversations to the table. Let's Talk with Martin U is an exciting, reverent, and educational podcast that digs deep into current topics, community involvement, and stories of our alumni success that only Martin University can deliver. I'm Tia King, and joining me today is Ms. Janelle Johnson, Administrative Coordinator for Corporate and Strategic Partnerships. Thank you for joining me today.
Hello. It is a pleasure.
So thank you for joining me, and I want to dig right into who you are, what you do, and pretty much your background and why Martin University. So to get us kicking off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am, as you said, the Administrative Coordinator of Corporate and Strategic Partnerships. I'm also serving as the Program Coordinator for another program that that is here at Martin University called the Oaks Institute. I serve as the program administrator with that. I'm also a freshman here at Martin University studying business administration. I am a transfer from the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. A much bigger college, different degree background back then. I was a psychology major, but kind of wanted to open myself up to the entrepreneur world. So I did want to study and focus more on business administration to help my growth in the position now and my growth as an entrepreneur.
Nice. So can you break down exactly what it is to be a coordinator for corporate and strategic partnerships? What is that?
Yeah, so administratively, I process a lot of the communications that goes out to our corporate partners, which you definitely should have heard about, hopefully in another podcast with Ezel Mars about our corporate partnerships. And we basically processing those communications and making sure that everything is laid out, organized, and efficiently moving for our department. We have added a enrollment component to it. So I do a little bit of enrollment, kind of admissions coordinator type of work with the work that I do as an administrative coordinator. I'm also in charge of creating processes and efficient flow for us to be able to move things along in our department. And that's pretty much it.
Can you walk me through a day in the life of Ms. Janelle Johnson as an administrative coordinator? What does that look like on just a random Friday?
Yeah, so I usually come in. I always try to make sure that my desk and my calendar and everything like that is organized because that is another part of my role, administratively coordinating those meetings and making sure that the things on the calendar for that day are set and everybody's coming to whatever meeting is on there, making sure that if there's any lunch and anything like that that needs to be placed, that's pretty much the first thing that I attack is my calendar. And then once I kind of get the calendar and everything situated, if everything's smooth there, I move to my email and I just kind of get that organized and make sure that I'm caught up on all communications. And then I assist Ezel in his communication as well with his emails. So like sometimes I'll probably be, I guess I like to call it snooping, but it's definitely by permission. I'm kind of looking through his emails and making sure that he's following up on emails that he's supposed to be following up on. And kind of just guiding him through his day and assisting him with the big things that he needs to be able to accomplish and do to form the corporate partnerships that we have here. And then other than that, I kind of, in my free time, am just administratively assisting other departments in whatever way I can, making sure that students are getting the help that they need. And then also making sure that people are getting enrolled and registered who need to be enrolled and registered.
You have a lot on your plate. Sounds like you might be the jack of all trades in your department.
Definitely.
So that is pretty cool. I do want to ask you why Martin University? What brought you here?
Yeah, so ironically, when I left the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, I didn't have plans to come back to school. So I wanted to find a position that I had experience in, but that I could still grow with and that I had an interest in and I could keep for a while, to try to figure out what more specifically I needed to do or wanted to do. So I had got in touch with a temp agency, and they just so happened to have this position here, that was open for me, and it aligned very well with some of the work that I did as a student at the University of Tennessee. So I kind of just accepted that position. It was temporary at first, but I kind of just had a feeling just by the sound of it being a PBI and it's a small institution. And like I said, the position kind of had some things that I already had done before. So though it was a temp, I kind of felt like I was going to be here for a while. And so in August, that's when I became a regular employee here, and I started working full time. And prior to that, Ezel kind of already made up in his mind that he wanted to keep me here. So he already was on the road with, hey, are you going to be a student? Or, are you thinking about going back to school? So honestly, he was probably my biggest motivation as far as coming to Martin initially. However, once I kind of started to see how things were evolving and growing here at Martin, I wanted to be a part of it more than just an employee. And I definitely found it a great opportunity for me to be able to finish school and work at the same place that would be able to accommodate for my schedule and my lifestyle. So now I'm here.
Nice. And how, I know that Reset and Reemerge has officially kicked off this month, officially on January 1st. And I just want to know how that affects you and the course that you're taking here at Martin University. Does it help speed up the track to get to graduation? Are you taking advantage of the banded tuition? What exactly does that apply in your field?
Yeah, so I am, as I mentioned, a business administration major. So with that, coming very soon that I'm very excited about in Spring B is the online classes for the business administration program. I'm very excited about that, simply because, as we know, I work here. So some days it is a little tiring to have to be here from 8 to 10 o'clock or whatever the case is, depending on where my classes is. So to be able to have that flexibility to decide if I wanted to be here on campus and do class or be able to be online and do class, I'm really excited about that opportunity. It gives me a better work-life balance with school and my work by being able to have that online component to things. And I will say I am definitely excited about the accelerated degree program as well. As you know, I have been out of school, so it wasn't something I was thinking of before. And so now that I'm back in it, the only thing I can say was like a negative thought in my mind was like, oh, number one, I'm going to have to start over because it's a completely new major. And then number two, I'm going to still have to be here for 4 years. It's going to take me a while. So the accelerated degree program definitely pushed me to be more excited than about Martin and about me being a student than just the online classes.
Nice. So I know you said you were out of school for a little bit, but how does the classes here compare to the traditional way of school when you were down in Tennessee?
Yeah, so in the traditional classes that University of Tennessee offer, the difference are the 8 week terms, and that's and I'm glad you mentioned that because that's another one of my favorite things about it. I tell students that I talk to and help enroll now, like that's probably the best thing about coming to Martin when it comes to comparing it to another college as far as classes goes, because you can still qualify for as a full time student, for full-time aid or whatever you need to be full-time for, whether it's even for personal benefits of you want to get done faster. You can still be a full-time student and take 2 classes per 8 weeks, or 4 classes in a semester, but split them up into 8 weeks. So it kind of takes off your workload especially for our students, because most of our students are non-traditional students who already have their life established, have kids, have a full-time job, 8 to 5, 9 to 6, or whatever it may be. So it gives them the opportunity to be able to still balance their life with their workload of only having to do those 2 classes in that 8 weeks and then be done with those two and move on to your next 2 classes in the second 8 weeks.
And I know you mentioned that the class is online. How does the online course for Martin University look like, if you know, compared to some universities? I know pre-COVID online classes was I was when I was an undergrad, the online courses meant you just get your module for the week and you finish it on your time. After COVID, the online courses turned into one-on-one face-to-face kind of interaction, and it's still the same time just virtually. So how does this online course look?
So for the online courses that's coming in spring B, I'm not sure yet what those will look like, but I can say that even in the fall semester, there was still some classes that had a virtual component to accommodate for students who kind of needed it. So there were some times that I did miss my business class a few times, and I had to virtually log on from a different location. And the difference I can definitely say is, and it probably has to do with it being smaller as well, is the fact that I'm still able to participate in class and put my input in verbally, without feeling like I can only type it in the chat, or I have to, only talk to the people that's on Zoom if there is anybody else on Zoom with me. So it still made me feel like I was in class and I was still in person, because it was that personal connection that my professor gave me with me being virtual, not making me feel like I was secluded just because I was on the internet versus in the classroom. So that would definitely be a major difference.
And what advice would you share with people that are a little bit on the fence of coming back to school and not sure where to start or not sure where to go? What would you tell them?
I would definitely say, if you've been thinking about it and you genuinely feel like that's something that you really want to do, like, I say go for it. Like, I feel like God is really going to show you, or the Most High, or whatever, whoever you believe in, or whatever power you believe in, is going to show you that something isn't right for you when it's not right for you. And if that hasn't been shown to you yet, then maybe you should keep going. It doesn't hurt to try. It never hurts to try. So that's what I told myself, especially coming back to Martin after leaving school twice. So I definitely say it never hurts to try, and you never know where you're going to end up in the next 4 years. If you do, just start.
Nice. And why did you choose business management? What would you like to do with that degree?
As an entrepreneur, as an aspiring entrepreneur, I do want to expand upon my knowledge about owning a business in general. Um, I just think that it helps, especially Pastor G, John Gurton, the VP of Marketing and Communications. He is a big inspiration to me. He also indirectly taught me a new word. So on his LinkedIn bio, he has this word called a solopreneur. And a solopreneur is basically somebody that literally works for themselves. They do it all on their own. They don't have like a team of people, or like hire a team of people to do this for them, or all this other stuff for them. And I feel like having that business administration degree is going to allow me to do exactly that. I'd rather be a solopreneur than an entrepreneur.
What would you do as a solopreneur? What kind of business venture would you take?
Yeah, I'm actually looking into starting my own consulting business. At least initially, I definitely think that I'm gonna have a business that has different services offered. I might not have a business that offers a lot of products. I don't really think I have, I guess, a talent. It was what my sister calls it, to sell products. But I definitely do want to sell services, such as a consulting service, and it kind of goes into play with what I do now. Just kind of helping people in whatever skills that I have that they might not be able to possess, or that they don't possess, or that they don't have anybody else around them who possesses. So that's kind of where I am now with my business. I am kind of in a side business of network marketing as well. and investing specifically in trading, like stocks and currencies and things like that. So that's another thing that I'm on right now, and it's kind of a mentoring aspect. But yeah, that's where I am with my business.
Do you feel like what your role is for the Oaks Academy is preparing you for your solo entrepreneurship?
Definitely, I definitely think so. I feel like the whole administrative aspect of what I do with Martin and with the program itself is allowing me to it's opening my eyes to a lot of the things that it takes to keep a business running, especially efficiently, because a lot of the work that I do is what gets things out efficiently, or communications out, or is putting together these meetings that's striking up these partnerships and enrollment and things like that. So my role definitely puts me in the center of watching a business work, with both of those roles. So that's very important to me, and I think it hugely contributes to my journey as a solopreneur.
Nice. And where is the Oaks Academy currently? I know that there's three different phases of the program, and I know that you and Joshua would probably be the best people to ask this question to. So as we enter 2023, what does Oaks look like right now?
Yeah, so Oaks Institute has three components. It has the summer camp, which is the Oaks enrichment camp. It occurs during the summer, and it is located at Martin University's campus. We do have some events where we do go off campus. As of right now, we have launched our next program. We do have that launching in February. It is the events that happen on the second and third Saturday of every month, and they do different workshops and do different activities to get the young men in the community and just to teach them about different things that's going to help them throughout high school and through their journey to college and through college. So that's kind of where we are right now. And then we will be incorporating a parent aspect called the BOLD program, that has kind of taken the lift off the ground. But we are adding some more calendar events and things like that. And that, as I said, is going to be a parent program for the participants of the Oaks programs.
Nice. And what are you looking most forward to as you enter this new transition and the next phase and even the summer again? What do you look forward to with that?
I definitely look forward to new connections and more opportunity. Um, this whole year for me is about growth and just about expanding my mind and my hands beyond what I've done before. So I'm definitely looking forward to connecting with some of the fraternity representatives and with some of the young men. I've always been a people person, and my goal in life has always been to inspire people. And so with this Oaks Institute, that's our whole mission, is to inspire these young men to be better and to be who they really want to be in life and to be successful. So to be a part of that, especially as a woman, with working with a whole bunch of men, that's definitely my goal, to be able to inspire them and to be able to touch their hearts just the same as somebody did me when I was younger.
I love that. As you mentioned, partnerships and connections, I want to get into Martin Works.
Yes.
And I want to ask how you feel about being a part of that program.
Yeah, I'm actually, ironically, I didn't even know this until last semester, but I'm technically a part of Martin Works as a student as well. So that was kind of funny to find out. But it was exciting as well, because as an employee and somebody who directly works with Martin Works, I've loved the idea from the moment I stepped in here and heard about it, which was in its pilot year. And I love the whole mission of being able to connect people to career resources. But not only that, but actually putting them in positions that are paying them a good hourly rate, as if you were working for those
Hmm.
companies themselves. And but you're also getting the knowledge and the skills that you need to be able to work in the position that you're studying to work in right now. So that's like the most that's probably my favorite thing about everything that I do is Martin Works. It's like I said, my goal in life is to inspire, and that's exactly what that program does. Is connecting students to those resources that most people would think that they naturally have access to, but they don't. And it's literally like right in their face, in their hands, for them to just be like, oh, I didn't know about this. I can do this. This is easy. And they're making more money than they were making before they even heard about Martin Works in their day-to-day job. So that's a very exciting initiative and program. I'm excited for everything that we're doing with it, as far as the increase in the partnerships that we have, and the prestige of these companies that we're working with. Is just, it's all amazing. It's very exciting. It's hard to even talk about because I get so emotional talking about Martin Works. But as a student, I'm excited to connect with the career resources as well, because even though I'm in a good position as far as my career field, and it aligns with my degree field, is there's still things that as a younger person I haven't really been connected to career wise, especially with like resume building and things like that. I can tell you right now, last year I just redid my resume with my uncle, and my resume was 2 to 3 pages long, and I never knew it wasn't supposed to be that long. So
Wow.
learn those type of things is like, that's very interesting to me. It's very exciting to me to be able to take those type of things from the Career Resource Center, from the PACE Center, from Martin Works as a whole, and say, dang, my resume 3 pages long. Let me use this resource and slim it down without going to go to Resume Builder and paying them a fee for a subscription for them to do my resume. So it's definitely a free and amazing resource.
It's great that you're taking heed to this now, because I will let you know, a few jobs back in my career field, I was responsible of looking at people's resumes, and that is a big thing that we see. If it's like more than 2 pages, people don't even,
Toss it.
they don't, it's just, it's too much. And the most pages I think I've seen on someone's resume was 7 pages, and it went back to like 1980, and I'm like,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Well, that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, so it is a good thing for you to learn these traits and these skills now, especially while you're in school and you have the resources and tools, the colleagues to help guide you in doing so. The connections and the networking that you'll have with MartWorks is great, which leads me to my next question is the partnerships. Because you are the administrative coordinator for corporate and strategic partnerships, I want to know what that looks like this year going into 2023. Will
Yeah.
that grow? Are we focusing on just a few partnerships? How is that looking? What is Ezel telling you that we need to know?
Yeah, so if anybody listening knows Ezel is the type of person, he's moving. He's always moving. He's never like, this is the max and then we're gonna chill. Like, it's always, we're trying to get more, we're trying to get better, we're trying to get more. So we definitely are looking to have a ton of new partners before the end of this year. Our draft day for next year, our goal is to have the Gathetorium packed all the way out. So are we definitely made growth from draft day, from the pilot draft day to last year's draft day, but with the partners that we are looking to partner with, and the list that we have of prospective partners, it goes on and on. So the partnership process is definitely continuous. We never max out on who how many people we're talking to and who we're trying to connect with, because the whole thing about it is we want more opportunities for our students. So with whatever that takes, we're talking to everybody. We're talking to everybody that can benefit our students.
Nice. And what are you looking forward to most within your role in the year of 2023?
Yeah. This kind of goes back to what I'm looking forward to at Oaks Institute. I'm definitely just looking for connection and just that networking, and being able to connect with people who are in the similar position with me as far as goals go, but are more experienced and who have been here a lot longer in Martin and other companies. That's a good thing about where I work with the corporate partnerships, because I'm constantly talking to different people, constantly talking to people in different levels of power in their positions, vice presidents, CEOs, owners of their own businesses, and things like that. So my biggest thing And it's to step out of my comfort zone and really connect with those people and, connect with them outside of just corporate partnerships and just Martin's growth, but my own growth as an entrepreneur as well.
Nice. How can somebody, if they're watching right now or know somebody that knows somebody, how can they contact you all in regards to Oaks or strategic partnerships, corporate partnerships? How can they contact you all?
Yeah, so definitely via my email, janjohnson@martin.edu. Also, we also have a martin.edu/Oaks page, which has everything pertaining to Oaks on it. It has information about all of the staff that's involved with Oaks Institute. We also, for the corporate and strategic partnerships aspect and /Martin Works, I should say, there are a few pages on the Standard Martin University website. There is a Pay Center page, the Career Resource Center, and then on there as well is my desk number and my email. I'm a pretty talkative person, so I like to kind of get phone calls and emails from people to specifically guide them through whatever they need help with, or if it's an inquiry about a partnership or about the Pay Center, I specifically kind of like to talk to those people. So I would say that's the best way to contact me, is my email or my phone number, but the website is definitely open as well.
Nice. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Um, Honestly, have a happy new year. I mean, it's all about growth and opportunity. That's really what I'm about right now. So I want to spread that to everybody.
Well, I thank you so much for joining me today on Let's Talk Live with Martin Yu. I thank you for sharing your knowledge, your expertise, your goals, what you're inspired by, and what you wish to share with everybody within the university here at Martin University. And that is all the time that we have today. So I'm your guest host, Antia King, and I'll see you same place, same time next week, right here on Let's Talk Live with Martin Yu.
Thank you.
Bye.
I was a little fearful when I started, but my goal was to become an attorney. I want to be that beacon of light to help them out of situations that they find themselves in and cannot afford an attorney.
With Martin being that one hidden jewel in the city, you drive past it every day, I stopped, and that chance turned into reality.
It will allow you to live out the dreams that you may not have even known were there.